Hey guys, so I've got a book package here that I just went out and rescued from the rain because for some reason it was left out there, even though there's a perfectly wonderful little enclosed indoor space that it could have been put into right next to where it was put, but that's okay. So this is from the book outlet. I've mentioned this in the last few videos that I've done that I'm super in the mood for lots of science fiction and fantasy stuff like right now, really wanting to get into lots of new science fiction and fantasy. So last week when the book outlet had a lovely little sale, 50% off sale on a bunch of SFF books, I couldn't pass it up. I had to get some. And there were several on there that I really wanted. And then that kind of led to me looking at the rest of the stuff they had on the site and led to me getting a couple more things that weren't in the sale, but were still pretty decently priced. I barely spent anything on all of these, which is just craziness to me. So I am super happy about it. And hopefully none of the stuff in here is damaged by the rain or anything. It shouldn't be. It's all boxed up and taped up pretty tightly. So hopefully also that as the sun sets down on me right now, because I just got home from work and saw this and had to open it for you guys, hopefully it doesn't take me too long and doesn't set too fast. So the first two books that I will show you in here, let me set this on the floor real quick. Okay, so the first two books in this are the first two books in a series, and it's a Three-Body Problem and The Dark Forest, both by Xian Liu. I don't exactly know how you pronounce his name, but I've heard many amazing things about the series, and I actually started listening to this first one and just didn't like the audiobook narrator, so I decided to try and get it physically and read it. And then also the publisher Tor is sending me the third one in the series, so you'll see that in like a publisher haul later on. But I did get the first two in the series in hardcover from Book Outlet, and I'm very excited about it. Basically, I know the first one follows after the sort of revolution in China, many years later after this revolution in China, where this scientist's daughter has to like watch him get murdered by people that are like revolting against him and stuff like that. And then it deals with a virtual reality game called The Three-Body Problem that is in some way related to alien life. And so it sounds interesting, and I'm really looking forward to it. So I'm really hoping to get to both of these soon so I can also get to the third book, which just came out pretty recently. And then the next book in here is one that I've wanted ever since I first heard someone talk about it on BookTube, which was last year when it came out. And it is Radiance by Catherine M. Valente, and this just sounds so freaking weird and awesome. So alternate history, 20th century, early 20th century, take on that time period in which humans are inhabiting all of the planets in the solar system. There's interplanetary cinema and deals with all that kind of stuff, and it sounds awesome, and I know that Catherine M. Valente's beautiful writing style will likely lend itself very well to this, so I'm really looking forward to that. And then another book in here, this is another sci-fi book called Arkwright by Alan Steele. This is about it's a guy named Nathan Arkwright, who is a science fiction writer, a very famous and now reclusive science fiction writer, who is now trying to put together this foundation that is trying to put together a way to have interstellar travel. I think this takes place sort of after this Nathan Arkwright guy's death, and this foundation that he's created is trying to create colonies on other planets, find more places within the galaxy for humans to inhabit. So it sounds interesting, and it's not very long actually. It's a little shorter than I thought it would be, and it's just, I'm interested in this idea right now, especially after reading like Aurora by Kim Stanley Robinson and reading 70s by Neil Stephenson. I'm really interested in ideas like that right now. So these next three books are the next three in a series that I actually hauled the first book for in my September haul. I found the first one at the Book Barn when Giselle and I went, and that was 3 Parts Dead by Max Gladstone, and that was the first one in the craft sequence. So I got the next 3 books in the craft sequence because they were super inexpensive, and they're all perfect hardbacks, and I just couldn't resist. Two Serpents Rise, Full Fathom 5, and The Last First Snow. So the reason I decided to just go ahead and grab these is because I don't know when I'll see them again, and also just because I'm pretty positive I'm going to love this series. It sounds so cool, and so many people whose opinions I respect and constantly agree with really enjoyed the first book and the subsequent books in the series, so I'm really looking forward to it. It's like steampunk world, steampunk city with necromancy and gods, and it just sounds super fun. Really great things said about it from a multitude of people that I know, so I'm really looking forward to that. And then the next book that I grabbed is actually grabbed for both Giselle and I. The next two books I actually grabbed for both Giselle and I. We both wanted them. And this is The Voyage of the Basilisk, a memoir of Lady Trent by Mary Brennan. This is the third in this series called A Natural History of Dragons. And it's one of those series that I want to read so badly, but just haven't had the time to, and I know I'm going to love it. I'm so interested in it, and we had the first two books already. Giselle had the first two that we brought them both over from California, so it's really great to have this third one now as well. So, and then the next one, another one that Giselle also wanted, one that we've been wanting to read for a while, both of us, is The Snow Queen by Joan Vinge. This is like political space opera retelling of the Hans Christian Andersen story, and Joan Vinge's writing is supposed to be really great. This is one that Giselle and I will likely try to read together at some point in the very near future, because like I said, it's one that she's specifically been looking for it for a while, and we actually have the second one, which is The Summer Queen. We found that a while ago, and it's something that she's been wanting to read for a while. Not to mention that it won the Hugo Award, it won a Locus Award, it was nominated for a Nebula Award, and just the fact that it was something that we were looking for a long time, and we didn't know if we'd see it anywhere else. I think it was only $1, so we couldn't pass it up. And then the last book that I picked up for myself is Dark Run by Mike Brooks. The synopsis sort of reminded me a little bit of Retribution Falls, but more like planetary, more like interplanetary. It's like spaceship, kind of going between planets with these mercenaries, these smugglers, and it sounds like space pirates kind of thing. Sounds fun. I'm into it. A couple people that I know have read this and liked it well enough, and I really wanted to give it a shot because it sounded just like fun, and it's actually something that's been on my to look for list for a while. So anyway, that's about it. That's everything that I got from Book Outlet. Other than getting stuff from publishers, this will likely be the last batch of books I really spend money on. I've gotten plenty of books in the past recent months that I want to read. Every single book that I've gotten recently is one that I want to read like right now. So I have plenty to read. Like I said, ARCs will be a thing, and there will be like a publisher ARC haul in the near future. But as far as going out and buying books myself, I don't really feel the need to, just because I have those ARCs that I'm getting and these other books that I'm kind of putting in between the ARCs. So I don't really necessarily need anything else, and I don't feel like the urge anymore to go out and get anything else because I have so much stuff. I feel so satisfied with everything that I've gotten recently, and now I just want to sit down and read it all. So anyway, I think that's it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you later with more.